are saying hi from Sicily, Italy today, guys. Astrano made it all the way from Canada to Italy. I don't know how we did it, but we did. So, yes. All in one piece, all 6 of us.
And animals.
Yes. And 2 animals, yes. It was a thing. It was a thing. We're so happy to finally be here because it's just such a huge transition for all of us, like being starseeds and having these incredible missions ahead of us and removing ourselves from the false matrix. So we have so much to tell you guys about just that process, and hopefully like inspire you guys by sharing that with you guys. And then also we've got the June energy update coming, which is, the collective energies that we're all experiencing, what's happening in the fields right now. We'll do those updates for you guys so you guys can, just be updated on it all and ready to go for the next little bit here because summer is here and it's going to be intense and amazing. So I'll let everybody say hi.
Hey guys, we've been here for King got here on the, and then me, Tanny, and Neff on the 3rd, so it's been about 10, 11 days, or almost 2 weeks.
Holy shit.
That's a lot.
Bonding.
Yeah.
Time flies when you have fun.
Yeah.
Lots of days at the beach, chilling.
You've been tanning.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do we look a little more tan? But we're on live, so the quality might not be great. We might just be brown balls. Yeah. But yeah, it's been really cool. The energy in Sicily, why we decided to come here first of all, and we all left our false matrix jobs, by the way. So sold our companies and we're ready to just fully dive into our soul missions, which is a really cool phase to be at. I think we've all been healing, like we've told you guys, for the past 2 years plus, plus for sure, but really severely over the past 2 years we've been healing, doing healing sessions every day, healing our fields, healing our bodies multidimensionally. And so it's really cool to see the outer reflection of this finally being here. Hey guys.
Grounded.
Yeah, it's for a long time, even days before we were getting on the plane, it was is this really happening right now? Are we really going? But being here has become so natural and it's felt so home, like home. And it's, I think, because especially Neff and Tang, just grinding, she said, they dropped everything and are just so ready for this next step. And it is an initiation in some sense to be here for us. So yeah, I think it's, as we're all connected in our collective energy, it's probably a time and space, which we'll get into later, of just coming into more of our authentic paths, what we want to be doing and what we're willing to do to be in that energy. So it's exciting.
Mm-hmm.
You made it out.
That's a cutie patootie. Yeah, how has it been for you ladies? It's been an intense year. These girls were grounded in Italy, or came to Italy to kind of get everything ready last year in October, September-ish.
Yeah.
And they did all the hard work when it comes to getting everything set up here so that we could all feel grounded.
Driving us around.
It's been wild. It's been really fun though.
Yeah.
That's was crazy when everyone got here. Came first. I don't know. We were just a breath of relief kind of. And we could finally relax for a little bit. So it's so nice. This is gonna be the month of rest. So get to resting, people.
Mm-hmm.
Recalibrating.
Yeah.
We've been mastering that, hey King? Rest, silence, seal.
It's interesting to transition, It's I find myself sometimes I need to do something. Then I'm just no, it's okay to do nothing for some time. Just let all the things unfold and let it all settle,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's different coming from the hustle and bustle of the city and coming to a small town that is, everyone's a lot slower, and that's kind of how you have to integrate into it. It's totally about taking care of yourself and being family, which is key in Sicily.
And also nobody likes to work here, so we just put all our jobs and came right to a place where everyone hates working. So
Yeah.
perfect.
So you're still a banana
Perfect energy alignment. But yeah, Sicily, we just wanted to like kind of let you guys in on our journey because we are going to be posting like vlogs of our journey. Thus, like, you know, coming forward into this new phase, we're going to be traveling a lot, meeting a lot of people, launching our bigger projects outside of Astrano. However, there's going to be like so much beauty and healing happening along the way. So we're going to like really share those experiences with you guys, share all the places that we go to, the cultures that we meet, all the people, give you guys all the downloads that we're getting along the way as well. So yeah, Sicily is like our first destination here, and then we're going to be heading to the Philippines, some of us, for a bit. And then we're all going to be back together traveling next spring is our plan. So there's going to be a lot to come and a lot to show you guys for sure. But yeah, the organic grids here in Sicily are like so nice. Like the girls just said, like coming here, I think all of us kind of felt like, ooh, how's the transition gonna go? Like, are we gonna be able to root there and ground there quickly? Because obviously when you leave your home or when you leave, you know, your place that you live in a city and you move to a whole new city or country, there's a whole new regrounding process, feeling safe in your new space. And surprisingly, like it's been so easy to ground in Sicily. There's something magical about Sicily. Highly recommend it as like a little vacation for yourself. There's so many beaches here too. It's crazy. But the energy is just like magical. It's beautiful. The organic grids, when you click into them, it was so easy for me to root here. So easy and so powerful for me to like start healing my root chakra, which is a main thing we're going to talk about today, because that's really what the collective is going through and all of us are going through, is this deep healing in the root chakra and rooting and building this foundation for the new earth, for the new world that's coming, and preparing ourselves for that. So yeah, like what have you guys thought of the energies in Sicily when it comes to the organic grid systems?
Well, it's really cool. Becca knows a little bit more about this than I think any of us, but Sicily has a really cool history because there's been so many reigns, like so many people have came and conquered Sicily, and also it's very close to Egypt, it's very close to Greece. It's very close to the UK and all of these, Africa, and like all of these really magical spaces and places in the world. And also if you're interested in like the Merkaba Star and like anything like really related to Lisa Renee, she talks a lot about the Merkaba Star, and there's lots of gateways over here. I think there's like 2 in Africa, there's 1 in Sardinia, there's like 4 or 5 in this area. It's a very potent energy portal over here. And the sea too is very magical and healing to be near. Really amplifies your clarity, your energy, just your space of spirituality in your body. So it's such a blessing to be here at this time. Feels so nice. But yeah, like who conquered here first? Was it the Moors?
Don't quote her on that. We keep
Don't
doing
quote her
more and
on
more
that.
research.
Yeah,
So
I don't know. I can't really say. I do know that there was like the Moors that did take over for a while. I'm not sure what period it was. And then there was like Islamic influence that kind of took over a bit, then Spanish, and then the Greeks, and then the Romans, and then it probably just like went in a cycle because Sicily is very central. It's a central island, so yeah, there's lots of influence in every like little town that you go to that has different kind of pieces from every.
It's so cool. Like you can like, because we think we've been to like 4 towns now, 4 or 5, and you can tell like some of them have more Spain influence, some of them are more Yeah, just different, and it's so cool.
It's
So cool.
Yeah.
The art here, obviously, it is crazy. And the culture runs so deep, it's so ancient. So yeah, we've got something to tell you guys about that on the dark side. We were just basking in the love of the ancient, like amazing organic goods here, and then there is a dark side to that too. So we had our first hit of that yesterday.
But I mean, connecting with like the organic side of everything here is very organically grown. Not like labeled as organic as you'd find in like North America, but actually organically grown, like actually without a lot of using chemicals. GMOs are banned in Italy and Sicily, so that is like a huge win. And honestly, I think the first time that we like kind of invited you guys to come, it was because we were like, you'll never taste fruit and veg like it tastes here, because it's the way that it's grown and the love that's put into it. I don't know.
Has been true.
Yeah, is it true?
Oh yeah. Like we're healing so much, I think, just because of the food, first of all.
Like
I've noticed, like, we're speed healing right now,
Yeah.
being here.
the food is insane. Like cantaloupe in Canada, you can it's like tasteless.
Don't even talk.
But here it's so yummy. It's so good.
The color too is different.
It's brighter.
It's cantaloupe. Actually, it is. Not like it wasn't.
My first cantaloupe ever. Yeah, it's so true. It's so cool because the GMOs in North America just kill our gut lining. They like ruin our bodies, right? So it's so nice to have non-GMO food here and not have to worry about it. Plus, yeah, we've been buying from the farmers mostly, so it's like, grown and picked and like we're eating it right away, which is ideal.
Wow. That's really lucky.
Yeah.
We're so lucky.
It's very grateful of you.
So lucky.
I think probably the second, we've gone back and forth a few times, but this last time has felt very, very grounding, and I felt like I could finally, like you guys were saying, like put my roots down and finally like work on my healing.
Yeah.
Cause like these guys we've all had to do it, the like moving, and that really messes with your healing time.
Yeah.
But now is like our chance. This is our chance to
Get rooted.
heal together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, collectively.
As a family.
As our family.
It's so nice, guys. And this is like why we heal, right? Like we like slaved, we went to our false matrix jobs, we came home and we did the quantum healing every night, and now finally life is gonna start reflecting that to you as you heal, and you'll go through this transition, right, just from doing the healing work. So yeah, I think that's why this is like so exciting for us, because we've put in a lot of hard work to heal ourselves, to be able to be at this space of not being forced into a job that we don't want to do just to make money, to survive, to live, Yeah. It's crazy. Okay, so we'll tell you guys about our the organic grids. Yes, please come experience the organic grids. Also, guys, if you're doing a meditation, you can connect with the organic grids here in Sicily, right? For example, I remember meditating in Canada versus here now. The grids here are so beautiful, and you can send energy lines to connect here instead of where you are if you're in North America, where the energy is maybe a little more staticky and harder to connect in with the organic magic of life, right? This is definitely a sacred space on the planet for sure. Sicily is incredible. So
Very ancient energy.
yeah, so anyways, we were just booping along yesterday in one of the towns we went to visit. Which town was that? Modica, yeah. And that was the one with the church. Okay, yeah. So we went into this big, beautiful church, because obviously in Italy they've got tons of incredible churches, right? They put so much money and so much art into the exterior and the interior of these churches. And so we're just booping around and we go into this church. I'm filming. I think let's all say what we were doing in the church.
Oh gosh.
Just like walking around, checking out the sights, the images. It's a very like glamorous
Very.
church. Like it's like holy moly. Like when you go in, it is a sense of, I think we all received the sense of what the fuck?
Awe, kind of. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Like the art.
Yeah.
The art's incredible. But it's like you come, I don't know, if you're aware of like the town that you're in and then you go into this church, it's like such a contrast in a strange way. So yeah, I don't know, we were all just kind of doing our things.
Being tourists,
Being
okay,
touristy.
not being in our like, okay, let's
I'm just
visually kill this
gawking
place.
at the opulence. It's like me and Grace were she was doing a confessional and I was pretending to be the priest.
That's probably why we got attacked just then. JK, no, it's not. Anyway, so yeah, this is just, and we're telling you guys this just so you get, to give you guys the reflection of, also there is like the false matrix and the negative grid, and then obviously we're in Italy and there's the Vatican and there's all the underground stuff here physically, right? There is everywhere, but this is one of the cesspools, as we know, in the Vatican. So this was our first taste of that, so we wanted to just mention that this side of things as well, and the energies that we experienced. But anyway, so we went in the church. I kind of felt like halfway through, like, oh my God, we need to get out of here for some reason. And it might have been my guides just popping in that thought in my head, because energetically I was kind of distracted taking videos and stuff. I wasn't really paying attention energetically very much. But so we get home, we're all going to bed. We did a meditation that night, it was great and stuff, and nobody felt anything weird. And then all of a sudden Grace gives a little knock on me and Danny's door, and she tells us that like there's something really like sketchy in her room, like energetically and really bad. And so and that her bed broke, right? When you were trying to clear it, her whole bed frame like came out of its sockets and fell, which is really weird. That shouldn't be happening just from pressure or whatever of her laying on the bed. So I walked into the room and like it took my breath away. Like I couldn't breathe. And usually when we're dealing with dark entities, they're not that strong where you're physically experiencing huge like changes within your physical body, right? So that was like very intense, very strong negative spirit for sure.
It's almost paranormal.
Yeah, it was paranormal.
Like what you see on those creepy TV shows where they're like, oh, I caught a ghost. It's really cold in the room.
Yeah,
That's what happened.
I thought I was gonna walk in the room and be like, okay, let's just sit down and clear it then, Grace. And then I walk in and it's like, I'm like getting dizzy and stuff, like whoa. That was a strong like spirit. So anyways, we had some dark attack from that church. Some dark entities latched on, obviously connected in with the like really dark side of the Catholic churches, the Vatican, the underground cesspool of the satanic frequencies and all of those lost souls.
I do want to say maybe, because like what we had a conversation, right? Maybe because when you vibrate at a higher frequency, then those people at the entity, lower entity, they're like, that's home right there. And then maybe we kind of grabbed some and they came here. Because I also felt the same, but it's not as intense. But what I did was like when I felt it, I just kind of like, what I used to do, I bring in that like fucking Mario mode. I'm just like, get the fuck out of here, you know? And then, but yeah, it was weird because, yeah, the pulse was there and you could feel it in the entire body, just like, and then, yeah, it was just
Yeah, it was really interesting because while Grace and us three were dealing with that in the one room, and might I add, when I wouldn't even go in the hallway to look, but I came out and you could feel like the pulsing energy and almost like a womp, womp, womp just coming out of the room. And so we messaged the whole group, and then the next one we didn't hear back, everyone was doing their thing. But in the morning, King and I were talking, and he had experienced in his room, like what's equal, you know what I mean? And so then he had to deal with that and similar pulsing and like that dark energy. So we're dealing on opposite sides of the house with this stuff. both trying to clear that, right? You girls were just knocked the fuck out, but not that they didn't want to come over anyways. Hey girls, we're dealing with some demons. Want to come play? Come help.
No.
Yeah, like he does.
So when things like this happens, you kind of just wanna command your space, and sometimes, you know, for me, it's just sometimes face it, but sometimes you gotta leave the space. Well, it depends on how strong the thing is, you know.
Yeah, it's important to not have that fear piece, which is almost like it's almost inevitable. But like that's the fear piece that comes in, right?
Needless to say, we did a lot of clearing today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was good.
A lot of clearing, a lot of clearing.
Yeah.
And I do want to say, because like when we went into the church, obviously we weren't very smart about it. Looking back, we should have all shielded ourselves because we're aware of the energy in these churches, of the distortions in Christianity, Catholicism, in these really ancient towns and in Italy itself.
Yeah.
And so it's definitely a big rookie mistake. But I think coming here, we kind of figured that we would be doing some serious grid work and that we would be initiating into higher, more intense work. And
Just not this soon.
What's the exorcism?
You know what? Yeah, right?
What's the exorcist? I feel like. Be
We're
gone.
like, oh, I guess it started already, grid work. Okay, let's go.
Well, it's been 2 weeks. But yeah, crazy.
You've had enough
like,
rest.
I feel like I said it to you. I was like, do you think we should be in here?
Nope.
Yeah, we were like, oh well, yeah. We
I
were
don't
such tourists though. We just got off the train and like, let's go look at the church. Because we all kind of had the idea. I know we all questioned it at one point. Like I've talked to each one of you, and everyone has been like, had an idea that we should have done something before we got in. We shouldn't have been in there, like something. And we all have been there.
Was also though, like, thinking back about it, like we were fasting, okay? It was the full moon,
Well,
and like, I don't know where our minds were, but maybe they like were still riding on that train or something. Just like walked in there like, take pictures.
Yeah.
Wide open, baby.
Even Jason Estes was making fun of us.
What were you guys doing in there? Just chilling?
and all of us felt something in there, and like even for myself, like I kept getting these like waves of wanting to like cry and like grieve, and then we just kept touring around, didn't do much clearing. I literally got home and I was so exhausted, and then I just went to bed, and then all of a sudden I was like, I'm being fucking attacked over here really hard. But like you have to be smart about it, is I think what we're saying as we've gone through this interesting experience, is that if you go into churches in Italy, just know what you're walking into, and if you want to go see the sights and the beautiful architecture, which it is, it's very beautiful, just shield yourself like a lot, like the most you ever could.
And clear afterwards and like send it.
Ken, what was Jason Estes' suggestion? What did he say about it? Because remember, we were like, should we even be going into the churches? And what did he say? Do you remember?
He said actually that he believed that the war is over, and that mostly that like these souls aren't necessarily looking to attack, but they're just looking for like homes. You know, they're trying to return home, and of course, us being starseeds and light beings, like they're gonna look and like that's the closest thing to it, right? I'm sorry, I'm trying to remember the rest, but he also said that the clearing your space and
There's a lot of ancient souls.
Yeah, the ancient, the thing we we forgot about, I think, like we're saying, where we were a little naive in that situation, is like you can feel the ancient grids here of the organic, because there's so much life that's happened in Sicily and Italy, right? Compared to some other newer countries, there's a lot that's happened here. So there's good ancient like frequencies, organic frequencies coming in, and then there's like all of the gunk and the loosh and the miasma and the nasty stuff that's happened here too. And those ancient souls that have been trapped for a long time. And that's exactly what we experienced. This initiation taught us to like, yes, okay guys, like click in, be present, right? Like this isn't something to just take lightly. The ancient grids here, the negative stuff, the loosh, like that runs back to like, you know, medieval times or whatever, is heavy stuff. And there is some nasty spirits that need help, right?
Yeah.
And we were able to free a lot of spirits and souls that were trapped under that curse.
It will follow you. It will cling on to you, you know, and it's like you gotta know how to kind of deal with that if it follows you home, right? So
Yes, and that's all you do. Like we just grid the space, we cleared the space. You don't go into fear, right? It's hard not to sometimes because they're emitting so much fear, and that's not your fear though. So you just stay present and you stay in like I love you, remember yourself, I'm here, look at me, like I love you, remember yourself. Like
think about like
You
all
truly are.
the like killers, witches that burned, you know, like the churches that hung burned people
Yes.
because they're like, you're against the church. We're gonna hang you, we're gonna burn you alive, and it's just like all the people that were suffering, all that pain, all that fear is still lingering within this church, within this land, and you know.
all the suffering, right? And that's how souls get trapped, guys. Is like in severe traumatic situations, your soul can get so fragmented that you get trapped, right? It's not going to happen to you. We're in better times now, but it's happened in the past, right? And that's why we have a lot of traumatized souls being recycled and stuff through those systems and through those like disgusting grid lines. So yeah, we're here in Italy to help clear the middle as much as we can with the expertise we have, and we're gonna heal a lot here ourselves too. Like it's a blessing to be here for sure. But yeah, that's our experience in Sicily, and then we're gonna move into, guys, just kind of what's going on collectively, okay, for everybody on the planet right now, what we've been experiencing that's happening in the external reality around us and within ourselves, right, as starseeds, what we're all being initiated through right now to prepare. So yeah, the biggest thing for, I think, all of us here and like a lot of people that we're talking to right now is a lot of shifts are happening within dropping out of the false matrix. As you can see, a lot of people are going through transitions. I met so many people, even when I was leaving Calgary, like it was so weird that were like, yeah, I'm just like leaving my whole life behind. And I was like, oh, me too. Like I met multiple people, I met them everywhere I went.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, we're in this together, you know? Like a lot of people were realizing that like that way of life, like living for somebody else, being motivated by money, being motivated to just survive, being motivated to, you know, by your addictions, all of this stuff that's keeping us stuck in like this false reality, which is where they want you to be because you're just feeding their reality, right? This negative reality of just like sucking life force from you. That's not gonna fly anymore. We're here to create like a beautiful world, a new earth, and that's going to take all of our life force, our organic life force coming back online within our bodies in an aligned way that is organic to each of our souls, and like stepping into that and like getting out of fear, right? Because it's really scary to leave comfort sometimes, right? So yeah, and does anyone have any talking points on that, like the transition piece?
Transition? I think for a lot of us too, there like it's interesting. There was so much conflict, or in some ways like resistance, or it was hard to get here. But you know, I think it's beautiful when you believe in something and you know that it's right for you, and you commit to it. And even if people don't believe that you can do it, or even if people really shut you down and try to block you off from choosing the life that you want, it is so rewarding to take action and still just, you know, aim and choose and follow what your heart is guiding you to do. Because I still can't believe that like we're in Sicily all together. It's like insane to me, and for a long time, even before we got on the plane, like I already said this, it like I was like, is this happening for real? Am I like, are we actually going? Because it was so like there was so much like maybe not, maybe yes, maybe no, are you sure? And it was so
The human self, right? It's
Yeah.
like mostly the human self that's
Yeah.
like shitting its pants. They're
Because
transitions.
you'll try and stop yourself because you're so used to this way of living, comfortability, and like you'll tell yourself anything to stop yourself from going where you need to be, which can be a really difficult thing. But like, yeah, just putting that aside and be like, no, this is happening. We're doing this.
And even friends and family. Like,
Yeah.
that's where I got most of mine. I was like, oh, and you're like, if you're open to it and if you're like really, anyways, don't need to get into it, but yeah, just like follow what you believe and you will be rewarded.
Yeah.
And honestly, but it's like I've noticed lately that I've noticed that if it's uncomfortable, it's probably gonna be good for you.
Yeah.
You know, and obviously like know your boundaries, and I don't mean like have discernment in that, but like it was so tough to like get through those moments. Just like anything when you're purging. If you're purging and you're in your meditation, you're purging, you're gonna be crying, you're gonna be feeling that gross, disgusting energy that comes up, right? But think about how good you feel after. So it's like that was like really uncomfortable to go through, but at the same time, look what's happened.
And also, like, it's not like you have to, we're not saying, you know, like, throw everything away and, like, move to Sicily. Like, make a plan and, like, prepare yourself, and, like, little by little, it doesn't have to be, like, this huge step all at once. Like, you know, start small, maybe just, like, start eating healthier and, like, whatever you need, maybe find a job that's better for you, that is something that you're creating for yourself instead of, like, working for someone. You know, or move the country and like move wherever you want to go. Maybe it'll be better for you.
0 to 100, like we.
These girls are so funny. They've lived in so many countries. They're just like, they don't have a problem. They're like, yeah, we're going, bye.
Earth is home for them.
Canada is not for me, honey. I do not like it one bit. I do miss the winter sometimes. Like it's where I grew up. I love it. I like the winter for a little bit, but like 9-10 months out of the year, what the hell is that? Like we need to switch it around, my friend. 9-10 months of summer, maybe 1-2 months of winter. I think that's good. I'm good.
One thing I want to share with like discomfort is being comfortable in that discomfort, you know, and moving with the discomfort, you know. Because for me, I feel like a lot of us here have that fear of like, fuck, I'm doing this. But then once you're in the plane, once you're like, holy shit, then that fear is just like, oh, what the fuck? It's just all in the head, right?
Yeah.
And then, you know, in life, that's how you stretch your comfort zone, right? And when you stretch your comfort zone, that's how you grow. And so find the things that makes you uncomfortable and figure out why does it make you uncomfortable. And you know, just kind of go through it, right? Like with working for yourself, finding a new job, moving to a new place, those things could be uncomfortable in the beginning, but once you just take that first step, like what's the first step of moving to a new country? Okay, well, I need to find a job, whatever. Just take those steps, right? Don't look too far ahead, that could be scary, but what's the next step you can do right now in this moment? And then move from there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And be driven by that love, right?
Yes.
Like I think that's what's happening collectively. We need to make that transition because we've been driven by this like nasty intentions, you know, of these big elite people who are running all these systems that take all of our life force away, right? And we're living these lives like comatose almost, right? And just like living in this reality, but like we don't even realize like there's no point. Like there is literally no point. It's better to like starve and die, like trying to do what you're here to do in love and creation, than like live this zombie life your whole life just to work and die. You know, in this system that's not supportive of all of life. It's not aligned with like love, God's eternal love, like our love for each other, creating from love, right? And that's really what I've been focused on here, because I like the collective frequency. Like we need to build a foundation first, right? We need to build a foundation for ourselves, a solid foundation, which is our root chakra, rerouting to the organic matrix, and relearning how to create and materialize things from our life force energy, from our love for life. and being driven from that totally, okay, living from that space always. And then that needs to happen on a planetary level where we're creating all of these new systems from a place of love so they support all of life, right? And it like transforms our whole world, but it's always going to start in here, guys. It's always going to start with the healing work, healing yourself, loving yourself that much that you can, you know, open up all these spaces, heal all the trauma blockages, you know, implant everything we've got going on in here so that your life force can come through again and you can feel like $1,000,000. Like, woo! I love life. I'm here to live, baby. Let's go.
I feel like
Fasting over here.
right. I feel like that's why we're all here right now together, is because of healing. You know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, that's why we're in Sicily right now, is because we started this journey of healing and healing together. And now we get to heal harder in Sicily. You know?
Oh yeah, like 2 years ago, oh, like, no way.
No
If that was 2 years ago, no chance.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have been ready.
Yeah.
Oh, hell's no.
Yeah.
Even last year, it's been a little bit. Like, we were like, ooh, are we gonna go like in the fall, last fall with you guys, right? And then we were like, no, not yet. We're not ready yet.
Yeah.
So yeah, like with these huge transitions, we're all kind of going through this. We're being pushed to go through this collectively right now. But your only focus isn't to like make a huge decision out here, like Becca was saying, and quit your job if you're not at the place and ready to yet. Is it not how you want it to be? Then like heal the inner, because it has to reflect in your outer reality. All of your power resides within you because of your ability to heal yourself.
Baby steps.
Yeah, and another big topic, which kind of ties into this, which Mary already said, is like ascended mastery or self-mastery, which is basically what this is all about, is you taking full responsibility for yourself, for how you want to feel. If you're eating the same thing and you know that you want to change and you know that you want to feel better, you can start switching up things. Or if you notice that you're living in a city or a country that is really causing strain on your energetic body, is causing you to be really fatigued, you don't feel like you're thriving, nobody's really I mean, obviously there's structures and patterns and all of this stuff that has been placed upon you, but you're a free being and who gets to choose what you want to do at all times. And I think that's also been a really fun thing to learn here, is that we just like can kind of play and choose self-energetic mastery every day. Like me and Tanny are going and talking to the trees all the time, and we're like looking up all these like cool things about the earth and and the aliens, and we're just like learning and living in that embodiment of what it is for us as individuals to feel fully fulfilled and fully partaking in this creative and creational life.
And I do want to add just one thing. It's like with what you guys are saying with like the physical, like actually doing. I do want to like challenge you guys to try choosing in your head when it comes to situations, choosing love, because it can be just a mindset too that you're pushing yourself on. Because like I know, for example, myself, I would get very anxious and overwhelmed, or in that context of trying to control situations when I am anxious and overwhelmed. So trying to control and trying to like, you know, but the peace came in that chaos was having that love and just like recentering and just, you know what, choose the energy of love. Like how would you want to be treated in this situation? What would kindness look like? What would compassion look like? How would your mother treat you in that moment, if you have a great mother? You know, but you know what I mean. And that alone started to change my surroundings. So therefore it made it easier to do those things, to start eating better and to start, you know, and obviously it's easier said than done, and like it is a pattern that you have to break, because it is very easy to revert back to the negative in this society, this day and age. Like it is so easy. But if you do practice, like what King says to me all the time, is the awareness is a muscle. Look at it like a muscle. So if you do start practicing, view it as a muscle that you start practicing, and pretty soon you're going to be resonating at that, and it's gonna start reflecting and stuff like that.
Love it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Yeah, yeah, the root chakra is all about safety. Oh, sorry,
No, go ahead.
just quick. The root chakra is all about safety, guys. And the best way to cultivate that is exactly what Tanny just said, unconditional love. Okay, that's the essence of creation. That is your life force energy. You need to retrain yourself to feel that amount of love within your body by practicing unconditional love, doing your inner child healing. Obviously, we've got lots of videos on how you guys can learn how to heal different areas of the body. But a big practice with the root chakra is providing that love, providing that safety day after day after day. That's this foundational work where you have to practice sitting in that intense love that God has for you and that you have and that you are, right? And running that up through the body, bringing it down. Like your first like energy center is going to be your sacral, right? And your root chakra. So learning how to open that up so it feels safe enough to open up a bit to your organic flow, right? And
So,
current.
I also want to add on to that, right? So the root chakra is it's just our physical body. So when you're in a situation, whatever situation, just kind of go back to the body and like feel it out. Sometimes you're gonna be like gripping on a muscle or whatever because you're tense, you're anticipating something. So if you can catch yourself again with that awareness, just try to breathe and relax. Because with relaxation, that's how we heal. You know, there's only the parasympathetic and the sympathetic. So it's like stress response or relaxed response. It's just that you either respond in a stressful way or a relaxed way, and then that's the key. You know, when you catch yourself, step back. What's the loving way to respond? So the relaxed state. Breathe instead of like breathe.
It's like the reaction piece you're kind of taking out, right?
Is it not crazy? Reaction, the action, and you read to the action.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my god, I love it, King. Yeah, guys, you're gonna do amazing. Just keep focusing on the root chakra for sure. Right now, focus on that unconditional love, and do that in your own sacred space. Right, that's where we create everything. Is in with ourselves. Right, in that like quiet space where nobody else is. Anything else on the collective vibes market stuff? I don't know if we want to mention that. Markets ain't looking too good, right? I'm sure you guys have seen the stock market's crashing, crypto's crashing, everything's going down. We knew this was coming.
Oh yeah.
What comes down
Must go up.
Woo!
Yes, discount buy season, right, guys?
Yeah.
So make sure you,
And if
Make
you're
sure
holding, okay, and you are like losing a lot of money right now, don't sell. Please don't sell because you could be rich, okay, or like wealthy, whatever that is to you, in a matter of months. So just like don't sell when it
Hold
comes to that
Yeah.
market if you're into like cryptos.
yeah, because crypto's already gone down a lot. So yeah, and it will come back up. They're gonna try and scare us. You know, crypto's not something that these elitists love, and they have this whole plan that they're gonna take it over, and it's annoying, but it is what it is, right? Like we're still dealing with these systems and dealing with these, like, you know, re-ramping everything, rebuilding everything. But yeah, don't worry, crypto's not gonna crash to nothingness. Yeah, and then also, guys, we were given some great advice from one of the gals we love to do fasting right now, pray for the world right now. What else did she say? Anything?
Just praying for all of the people going through this market crash right now, as well as the poverty and the famine that is going to be coming. I don't know if you guys have seen in the news at all about them burning down, or the food factories catching on fire in America, and I think there's 2 in Canada, them combusting somehow. All of them.
Probably better off anyways.
Just make sure that you are, I don't know. I guess it's not.
The processed cheese.
The processed food.
Processed cheese plants burned to the ground. So sorry, but
It's been going on before we came here too.
Oh yeah, it's been happening. They're getting ready with whatever they're doing. But if you can, I don't know, if you have a garden, you're lucky enough to have a garden, start growing some food. Whether it's like herbs or whatever it is, if you have like a little space on your deck, if you have a little space in the corner of your house by a window, start growing something if you can, and practice fasting.
Preserved
As well.
potatoes and carrots. That will last you a long time. Just, I don't actually know how to preserve it, but I know you can.
I'm sure you can Google that.
But please do a little bit of research at least before you start fasting, because
Yes.
people are different. Some people can go 3 days, like Miss Little her over there.
Yeah.
And some people can go like 4 hours before they start feeling lightheaded, and then they drink a whole thing of sugar, and then they feel like super nauseous after. So just like
Prepare yourself.
do your research and be like, use your own discernment. If you don't feel called to do fasting, maybe have something else in place that you can replace that with the mindset if you can't fast.
Like cleanses, guys. Cleanses are great right now. Just retraining the body, healing the body as much as possible. Because through difficult times, right, we want to be as prepared as we can be and be like clear and healthy and happy, not stressed, right? Not acting so that when the stress comes, we can like do what King said and breathe through it and act accordingly. Not act out of stress because our bodies are clogged up and sick and we've been eating sugar and all this stuff. We need to definitely like detox the body a bit if you can right now. Find a cleanse that you love. You can do whatever cleanse you want. It's your body, your life.
And if fasting of that, then go for it.
And also detoxing like your mind as well, of like whatever needs
Less
to be.
phone
That's
time.
big, yes.
And fasting from that, like if you can't fast from food or whatever it is for a certain reason, fast with something else or cleanse from something else for however long you can do it.
Cleanse from your phone, man.
Yeah, turn your phones off, please, and keep them out of your bedrooms at night, please. Oh my God, your field will feel so much better if you do that. Just keep your phone far away from you at night. Yeah, markets. Is there anything else that we're missing with the collective vibes anybody wants to mention here?
I can show you my sun-dried tomatoes.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
show this good girl. Our cat, Milo, our cat just tried to go eat
We're
one.
not done yet, but here you go. A little look-see at the
Yeah, they can see them.
sun-dried
Wow.
tomatoes.
We're
These,
selling
they're
them,
not
guys.
ready yet, but and some figs that we picked off the tree.
Yeah, she's been drying them on the rooftop because everyone in Sicily has a rooftop. It's hilarious, but nobody goes on them because it's too hot up there. So
To dry things.
Yeah.
to dry things like fruits, veggies, and clothes. Okay, guys. Well, we love you so much. We were gonna be back next month to do the energy updates monthly. We just had to get settled here, so things were a little bit bumpy for a couple weeks there. However, look out for podcasts on Wednesdays now, okay? Our podcasts are on most of the platforms, most of the big platforms, so you can find Astrano, just type in Astrano, you'll find our podcast if you'd rather watch on there. Then we've got the energy updates on lives on YouTube. We're gonna go live lots more just because we want to really connect with you guys and be able to, be a big family here through this process that's coming ahead for the planet. We look forward to seeing you guys next Wednesday and check out for our video on Saturday. Please like and subscribe. It's going to help us grow the algorithm here, grow the community of Starseeds so that we can all be together like I just said. So love you all so much.
We love you.